This is Damon Stevens, Finwell Builders. Today is Thursday, August 4th, 2022, and the stock market update for trades of the day. And I am traveling still, but want to bring this video to you and some updates as we come into Friday. Friday's going to be probably a critical day for us in the market, so just be careful with the news coming out here right at the open as far as what's going on with the jobless claims. So just be aware of that. Could move the market one direction or the other. So just watch for that volatility on the open. But overall, you can see here the market's doing really well. See, even though the Dow Jones closed down 0.026%, the Nasdaq closed up 0.41%, and the S&P 500 down 0.08%. Pretty much flat day. So that's good. That's consolidation. That means market's trying to build some energy to get us moving again in one direction or the other. But you can see here, just chop. So hopefully you didn't get caught up in this chop. Really, a lot of times we just trade the volatility in the morning, and then when you're in a chop area, either you can trade these, but make sure you're buying the bottoms and the tops, but those would be scalp trades. But if you're looking for, direction of the market, wait till tomorrow and hopefully get that on Friday. And that will hopefully give us some momentum and direction as far as if we continue with the bulls, or is it time for a pullback a little bit? So we'll find out soon enough. But you see it kind of mix across the board. Not really good trading day unless you're catching like Amazon or you're shorting energy, which continues to have money flowing out of it. That'd pretty much be your opportunity. Looking at the the scanner here, you can see CCXI hit the scanner. Did not trade that one. I stayed on the core and really just traded the open. That was about it for me today as I'm traveling on the road here. But I'll be back, Sunday night, bringing you the videos for the next week here and getting you updated and ready for next week as we come into the weekend. So, but let's take a look at Friday, see what we need to be aware of for Friday as we prepare. So Friday, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rates, all coming out right at the open, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So those are the things to be watching to make sure that you understand where the market's going and where it may move. And looking at, it's calls and puts here, you can see here, this is S&P 500, the SPY. Right now, stock's sitting around, 414 on the SPY. And you can see here the ratio, put to call ratio is about three people shorting the market to going long on calls and puts. And really, if the market wants to create the most pain and take the most contracts back and be able to collect that money, the market would want to close around 409. Not that it will do that, because many times it does not, but that would be the max pain to all these traders who are in the market right now. Now, last week when we saw this low, a lot of puts and low calls, we kind of opened up flat, and then we had a nice little rally. Does that same thing happen again tomorrow? Not sure, but you can see here there's a lot more people shorting and bearish on this market. And as we're reaching resistance, I can see why they may do that. But the markets continue to rip roar higher, especially some of these tech stocks like Amazon and Microsoft and Nvidia just continue to rocket. So let's look at okay. So this is hit the scanner the other day. So this is multi-day trading. So QNRX, we were looking for at least another day out of here, and you can see that after the close height of yesterday around $27, we pulled back down overnight to 1450. In the middle of the night, it hit $25, pulled back on the open down to 1525 and ripped back up to 2180. So it gave you about a good $6 run. But you see here afterwards, it continues to just trail lower. So this might be it for this run, but good run, multi-day trade. Hopefully some of you profited from that trade, but looking good. Amazon also looking really good. We had that that stubble bottom put in here right here, and you can see the gap from where we were at. If you double that, really kind of puts us up around this 158.43, and we're currently sitting at 142. Continue to rip roar higher, closing this gap below. You can see here, though, we have a couple candles here where you had a little resistance area here. So this could create a little resistance here. We're also up onto almost our third deviation band. So hitting that top band at 3.0 should operate as resistance as well. So good, interesting that the timing's about right there. So look for Amazon to possibly pause here. If it does break above this 143 level, we may continue to run up towards 147. Looking at Microsoft, continue to do well here, put in higher highs. It did break out of our trend line here, and getting into the third deviation band. So we could have resistance at 290 possibly here. So just be aware of that. We could also flatten out here, and we are due for a pullback at some point because we are above all the moving averages, but we did break that trend line. And so, if we get pushed back in this trend line, this would be kind of the range that we'd be headed back into. Right now, Microsoft's trying to do a breakout here so it can, continue to rip roar higher. NVIDIA, this is 198. You can see back here, back in June, was an area of resistance. We're coming up to that 192 is where we're at. So do we go up to this 196 area, perhaps, before we get, some major resistance out? Also puts in the third band. It's also below the 200. So we'll see if NVIDIA can continue pushing higher, but it just continues to slowly grind up on this big breakdown candle we have right here. So just something to watch for. We'll see if we can get that, get a little more out of NVIDIA here before the pullback. Netflix just consolidating here at the top, trying to build energy to break up to higher. And this is building a lot of energy. So, if it fails, this is going to rip all the way back down here to 164, possibly, or 180 even. But if not, this has a lot of energy to really bust through here and should break it over above this 100, this 228 level. So we'll see. But Netflix trying to build up energy. Tesla consolidating a little bit here in this area. You can see it consolidated here for almost 2 weeks here. So the same thing could happen here again. We could just be range bound, possibly come back down. We'd have to break above. If we get above 950, then I think we run about to this 993 area of resistance we have up here. If not, if it starts to hold here, then let's just look for a pullback, below 920, maybe pulls back into around 900. Google also doing well. See kind of range bound though here. See the range here? That's kind of what we want to pay attention to. And we're kind of right at the top here. You see some resistance. This is putting like a little bull flag right on the 100 moving average. We got to really break above 120 to make the run here. If not, if we continue to resist here, there could be a pullback at some point. And maybe we come up short of this current range that we're in. But you can see where we've been range bound on Google, and we're towards the top. So that's an area just to be careful about. Apple hit this double bottom here in this little range here, coming up here to resistance. Just kind of sitting here flat right now. This is not necessarily rejection, but it could be a reversal, possibly signal showing that the bears and that the bears and bulls are exhausted here, and this could start to pull back here. So just be aware of that. If we break this 163 level, look for a continued pull up back. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to FinWealth Live on YouTube. And also check out our intro video, which will give you information about our organization and things that we provide. And then also make sure you visit finwealthlive.com and join our Discord. It's free service out there. We post the numbers before the market opens, so you know exactly what we're trading and what levels we're looking at, and when we're looking to get out and take profit. Looking at the dollar here, you can see it's continued to pull back here. That's good for the market. That means people are putting money into the market, so that's a good sign. You see we're kind of flat on the bottom of this candle. We could possibly retrace back up this candle now, now that we're kind of in the bottom part of this. So just be aware that dollar could pop back up there, and we're kind of range bound right now on that dollar, and we're at the bottom. Looking at gold here, you see here we kind of pulled back, put a bottom in here, came up towards resistance. So look for resistance here at 1804. And possible pullback at that point. Looking at U.S. oil, you can see here we've become range bound as well towards the bottom. We're on the support of the 200. That was support before, and we got to bounce off that. So again, look for a possible bounce on U.S. oil at some point. But right now, it's sitting here at the bottom. VIX sitting here at the bottom as well. This could be a possible double bottom right here. So just be aware of that. And we're downward wedge. So at some point this could bounce out of here. As long as we stay down here, especially if we break the 20, that's good for the market to continue to rally for us. S&P 500, kind of flat in this little channel. You can see we did that here for just a little bit over a week, almost 2 weeks, before breaking down here. So we'll see. This is more of a bullish flag. So hopefully we come up here and break to the upside. If not, we'll come back down and we just continue to be range bound on the S&P 500. Looking at the SPY on a weekly, again, we chased all the way up this candle. We're at the top of the candle. This is where it's critical. If we can't get above the high of that candle, that's where we pull back again. You can see last time we came up here, we consolidated for a day, and then we came right back down, or for a week, and then we came back down. So we're back up here again. So the question is do we have that same rejection again, or do we break out? So 415 going to be critical to know that we're going to the upside. If it breaks back down to low, this 412, 411, look for some downside back into that other channel. Triple Qs coming up around the 200 here. Doing a test here at 326. We got to break above 327 to start rallying back up a little bit higher. If not, it could be a pullback, maybe back down to 320 or 314. Semiconductors come up here towards resistance. Kind of got above that 200-day moving average, but it's got to hold that for a couple days if we want to kind of be bullish and remain bullish on that. But right now, at a critical point of resistance, looking for a breakout above 245. 74 here to run. IWM sitting here at the top as well. Second day. You can see here it's just kind of trying to bust through this 190.44's critical resistance to get up towards this, to start rallying again here. So just looking forward to be able to bust through here and get a run here. If not, look for a possible pullback here. Financials continues to kind of grind slowly up here, very almost flat, but continues to grind slowly up. But we are up the upper deviation bands. So look for some resistance there, possible pullback as well. XLV, so healthcare, same thing right at the top. Should be both allowed to get out of here, but to the upside, we got really, these resistance areas where we've been rejected before. So it's got to get enough momentum to break through there. If not, it'll probably pull back into that channel. XLE energy sector had this nice run up here and a pullback, a nice strong pullback. It's right on their trend line here. You can see that's kind of where we broke up to the upside again. We'll see if we can hold this and break to the upside from here. If we break below it, then we're going to go retest those lows. Bitcoin flat consolidating, but towards the downside more. So look for a possible pullback here. I was thinking this might be a strong weekend on Bitcoin. Looks like right now it's looking like it's going to be possibly a weaker weekend and maybe some downside on Bitcoin if we can't hold this current level. Same with Ethereum. Ethereum starting to weaken here at the top here, tried to break through. It's not breaking through and it's pulling back. So if it gets enough energy to pull back and break through, it's great. But if we break below our resistance lines here, our support lines here on the 20 and the 50, look for downside again back to the bottom of this channel. So that's our stocks, our cryptos, things to help you hopefully get ready for tomorrow. Definitely pay attention to the news at the open. That should give you some helpful direction on where the market's going to go as we close out this week. Look forward to trading with you tomorrow and also through into the next week. And we will be on this channel again on Sunday, updating and giving you some information to hopefully help you have a great week. Everybody stay profitable, stay safe on there. Be careful what you're going to carry over the weekend. Make sure you're really confident in it if you're going to carry it over. Everybody have a great night and a great weekend, and we will talk at you later.